Hello students, welcome back to today's video class. Today I am going to explain you some questions which we have in your final exam from the chapters from midterm, okay, and those chapters are also in your final exam. So first of all I will discuss with you the chapters which you are having from half yearly or midterm syllabus, that is rational number, then compound interest only, okay. So these are the chapters: construction of quadrilaterals. These are the chapters which you are having from your midterm syllabus, okay. So today I will do some questions, discuss with you some questions from chapter number 1, then 8, and from these two chapters I will discuss, okay. So the rational number, you know what are rational numbers? The numbers which are in the form of p by q, where p and q both are integers but q is not equal to 0. So these are called rational number, okay. So first of all I will discuss with you to find rational numbers between the two given rational numbers, okay. So to find rational numbers between two rational numbers, suppose if you want to find 20 rational numbers between -3 and 7, which is and 2 and 3 is a question from exercise 1.5. You have to question number 8. Find 20 rational numbers between -3 and -3 by 7 and 2 by 3. To find 20 rational numbers between -3 by 7 and 2 by 3, okay. Now there are so many ways to find rational numbers between the two rational. One is to find the mean of the given numbers. That is a lengthy process. After that you can make the numbers denominator equal, and you can find the numbers, means by making the fractions equivalent. And third process, if you won't get the so much numbers between the two given numbers, then you have to follow the next method. That is, here is you have to find 20 rational numbers. That means you have to multiply 20 plus 1, 21 by both numerator and denominator of these numbers. After that you can make them equivalent fractions and you can solve the question. So first of all I will try the first method, that is by making the fractions in like term. So first of all, solution. The LCM of 7 and 3 is 21. So make the fractions as 7 is equal to -3 into 3 by 7 into 3. This is -9 by 21. And side by side 2 by 3 is equal to 2 into 7 by 3 into 7. That is equal to 14 by 21. Now you have to find 20 rational numbers between -9 and 14. So I think you will get, because between -9 and -14, -8, -7, -6, -5, -3, 4, so there you can get 20 rational numbers between these two. So we can write here -9 by 21 less than -8 by 21 less than -7 by 21 -6 by 21 minus 5 by 21, minus 4 by 21. After that, minus 3 by 21, then minus 2 by 21. So in this way you can write another before how many got? We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we have already got. So write all the numbers. Minus 1 by 21, then 0, then 1 by 21, then 2 by 21, then 3 by 21, then 4 by 21, then 5 by 21. So how many we have got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 we have got. So we will write some more 6 by 21, 7 by 21, 8 by 21, 9 by 21, 10 by 21, 11 by 21, then 13 by 21, and last is the 14 by 21. So see how many numbers we have got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We have got 21. We need only 20. So we have got 20 rational numbers between minus 3 by 7 and 2 by 3. In this, by making the fractions into like fractions. Okay, this is one method. Another question that I want to discuss with you. So generally we follow all the to solve these rational number sums, we generally follow the fraction method. Now the next question that I will discuss with you from this chapter regarding the proof of the sums. So one question has been asked in my online class also from your side, that how to show the proofs. Okay, so to show that the proofs, I will select one question. So here the question is exercise from exercise 1.4, question number 2, subpart 2. State the following whether the statements are true or false. So here the division is given, minus 3 by 4. First I will write the question. Minus 3 by 4 divided by bracket 5 by 9 divided by minus 4 by 11 is equal to minus 3 by 4 divided by 5 by 9 bracket close divided by minus 4 by 11. So here you can see all the three fractions in the left hand side is equal to all the three fractions in the right hand side. Now all the three fractions are in division. Now you have to prove that by interchanging the place of the fractions, is the division is associative or not. So it is the proof of associative property of division of fractions or rational numbers. So first of all we will do the left hand side. LHS, you always write LHS. So minus 3 by 4 divided by 5 by 9 divided by minus 4 by 11. So close the bracket and we will do the first bracket. Minus 3 by 4 divided by minus 5 by 4 into 11 by minus 4. Because when division we have to make the reciprocal, okay, of the dividend. So minus 3 by 4 divided by, no cancellations there, is 55 by minus 16. So after that again minus 3 by 4, again division, so make the reciprocal of the dividend. So minus 16 by 55. Now see, is any cancellation? Yes, 4 1 is 4, 4 4 is 16. So and minus minus plus, so 3 4s are 12 by 55. So left hand side answer is 12 by 55. Now we will solve the right hand side. RHS, always do like this. minus 3 by 4 divided by 5 by 9 divided by minus 4 by 11. So minus 3 by 4 into 9 by 5 divided by minus 4 by 11. So is there any cancellation? No. So just to multiply 3 9 are 27 plus minus minus 27 by 20 divided by minus 4 by 11. After that again 27 by 20 into 11 by minus 4. Is there any cancellations? No, there is no cancellation, just you have to multiply. So 11 7 is 77, carry 7. 11 2 is 22 plus 7 is 29 minus, and 4 into minus minus is plus. So no need to write the plus sign here. And 4 into 20 is 80. So here you can see LHS is not equal to RHS. So the statement is false. So you can write, so associative property of division is not possible. So division of fractions or rational numbers is not associative. So always when you are finding the proof, always write the left hand side, make a column, then do the right hand side. If they are equal, then write LHS equals to RS, then verified. And if a property is required, always mention the property. Here they are not equal, so I have written not equal to. I also mention the property which is not proved for this sum. So always try to do these sums like this. Now I will do one question from compound interest now. So this is a very few sums, possible types of sums which may come in your exam. So go through these types of sum and practice them for your exam. Now from the compound interest, okay. So you have two formulas in compound interest. One is the simple interest method, PRT by 100 for 1 year you have to find, and another is the direct formula method. So I will do two questions from each type, and please see how we have to do the sums. In this chapter, chapter number 8, exercise 8.2, question number 6. Calculate the amount and compound interest on rupees 5,000 for 2 years at the rate of interest for the successive years is 8% and 6% and 8% respectively. So here it is question of exercise 8.2, question number 6. So here principal is given rupees 5,000, time is given 2 years, and rate is given 6% and 8% per annum respectively for 2 consecutive years. Okay. Now first of all, what you have to write, solution. Principal for the first year. So what is 5,000? Now you will write SI for the first year, that's PRT by 100, 5,000 into rate is 6%, and first year means time is always 1 by 100, so 2 zeros cancelled, so 6 5s are 30 is rupees 300 is the interest. So amount at the end of first year, that is equal to 5,000, P plus SI is called amount, so 300, that is equal to rupees 5,300. 300. Now principal for the second year is equal to rupees the amount at the end of 5 years, that is 5,300. Now SI for the second year is 5,300. P into R is 8%, into time is 1 by 100. So 0 0 again cancelled. 8 3s are 24, 4 carry 2, 8 5s are 40 plus 2, 42. So 424 is SI for the second year. So amount at the end of second year, that is equal to 5,300 plus 4 to 4. So this is equal to 2, 4, 7 and 5. So rupees 5,724. So therefore this is the final amount at the end of 2 years. So one answer we have got, amount at the end of second year. And now you have to find CI, only CI. So CI equals to final amount minus original principal. So 5,724 plus minus 5,000, that is equal to rupees 724. This is the answer, second answer. That is how, or you can also add up these two interest, 300 plus 424, then also you will get 724 rupees. In this way you can find the compound interest and amount by step method by using the simple interest formula PRT by 100, and the amount equals to P plus SI. Now the next question that I am going to do, that is by using the formula. Okay, as you know, we have three formulas here for compounded annually, and for compounded half yearly, and for compounded quarterly. So I will show you the formula first. First, compounded annually, amount equals to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power n is the formula. For compounded half yearly or semi annually, so amount equals to P into 1 plus R by, you have to make the radius rate half, so it is with 200, and make the time twice, so 2n. And the formula for compounded quarterly is P into A is equal to P into 1 plus R by 400 whole to the power 4n. So by using this formula you can find amount of annually, compounded half yearly, and compounded quarterly. So one question I will select from here. Let's see which question I can solve for you. So question number 9, I will show you. What sum is invested for rupees for 1.5 year compounded half yearly at the rate of 8% will be amounts to 1,40,608. So here exercise number 9, 8.3, I think 8.3, yes. Question number 9. Here you have principal is not given, amount is given rupees 1,40,000 and 608. R is given 8%. So you have to find principal, and the time is given 1 whole 1 by 2 years, that is equal to 1 2 is 2 plus 1 3 by 2 years. Now you have to find the principal, and amount is given, so we don't have any separate formula to find the principal, so just we use, since it is calculated half yearly, it is half yearly, so we have to use the half yearly formula, this one, to find this answer amount. So amount equals to P into 1 plus R by half yearly, means R by 200 whole to the power 2n, or you can also make the R here R 8 by 2 and make it 4%, make this time into 2, cancel them and get the 3 years, and you can put the value for compounded annually also directly here. So if you can't, then you can use this formula directly as I am doing here. The amount is given 140608. You need to find amount 1 plus rate is given 8. So 8 by 200 whole to the power n is 2 into n is 3 by 2. So 2 cancel, 8 1 is 8, 8 25 is 100, 200. So 140608 is equal to P into 25 1 is 25 plus 1 is 26 by 25 whole cube, means you have to multiply 3 times. So 140608 is equal to P into 26 by 25 into 26 by 25 into 26 by 25. Now you do the cross multiplication and just find the P. So P equals to 140608 into 25 into 25 into 25 divided by 26 into 26 into 26. Now you can do the cancellation. So here it is odd number, even number, so you can easily calculate by cancel by 2. So 2 into 13, 2 7 is 14, 0, 2 3 is 6, 0, 2 4 is 8. Again you can divide it by 2, 13. So 2 3 is 6, 2 5 is 10. So 2 1 is 2, 2 5 is 10, and 2 2 is 4. So again it is even, you can cancel it by 2, 2 13 is so 2 1 is 2, 2 7 is 14, 2 5 is 10, then it's 15, 2 7 is 14, 2 6 is 12. So it is there, you can divide it. Now you can check this number can be divide this or not. So we'll do the rough work. So 17576 divided by 13. So 13 1 is 13, 4 5, 13 3 is 39. So it's 6 67. Then 13 5 is 65. So remainder 2 6, again 13 2 is 26. It's cancelled. So 113 you can cut it and write 1352. Okay. Now you can check 1352 it is divisible by 13, 113 or not. So 13 ones are can do orally. 13 ones are 13 0, 13 4s are 52. After that again you can check it. 13 1 is 13, 13 8s are 24. So there is 1 in denominator. Now you can multiply 25 into 25 into 25 into 8. So 25 into 8 is 200, and 225 is how much? So 55,000 is 50,000 into 20. So we can do also like this. 25 into 25 is 625. Okay, and at 825 is 200. Just do like this, it will be easy for you to calculate. Do the 2 5 is 10, 0, carry 1, 2 2 is 4, 1 1 5, 2 6 is 12. So it is 1,24,500. Therefore P is equal to rupees 1,25,000 is the answer, principal. So in this way you can find the principal by using this formula. In the same manner you can find rate also, you can find the time also by using this formula. So I think you have understood what I have taught you, and these are the very few important type of questions that you may get in your exam. I'm not saying that this question directly you are going to get, but this type of question you will get in your exam. So practice this type of questions from your textbook, and if you can do from some reference book also, you can just practice it out. Thank you students for watching this video. See you again in the next video class. Thank you very much. Goodbye.